Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. Today, we are going to talk about a really interesting topic and an important one at that in Malaysia right now, which is should children under the age of 16 be allowed to open their own social media accounts? As we all know, social media has become a huge part of everyday life. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Threads, and X is used by millions and millions of people daily, including children. And recently, the Malaysian government has discussed strong control over children's social media usage. And honestly, people seem to have lots of mixed opinions about it. Some people believe social media is harmful for young children, while on the other hand, several others think that it can be quite useful if used correctly. So today we are going to be discussing both the negative and positive sides of this issue, and while also sharing our own thoughts and opinions as students. So guys, to generally start things off, let me ask you this. Do you think children today are spending too much time on social media?
Honestly, yes,
Yes.
definitely. I think children today are exposed to social media at a very young age. Some children already have TikTok account. Before they even entered the secondary school, sometimes I feel they spend more time online than in real life. For example, when you go restaurant or in shopping mall, that time you can see children holding phone all the time, watching videos and playing games.
I completely agree with it. And I think one of the biggest problem is addiction. Example, social media platforms are designed to keep users scrolling for hours. Even adults struggle to control screen time. So imagine how difficult it is for children. Sometimes children stay awake until late at night, just watching short videos.
And yes, that affects their studies too. So I have seen students losing their concentration during the classes because they are too tired and also distracted by the social media notifications. And also, some other students even use their phone secretly in the classrooms while do their homeworks also. And I think this is becoming a serious time.
Yeah, that's very true. But honestly, social media isn't that completely bad because it still have some parts of positive sides in it. For example, students or any children can use it to learn new skills online. So because some content creators or some people use the platform such as YouTube or TikTok for educational content. They use make language learning, social science experiments, and some tutorials on to do something. So I think social media depends on how people use it.
Yeah, as my friend said, Nuzuddin, like I hear from you all that the social media has benefit side even though, like for example, on the COVID-19 pandemic, the students were couldn't go to the schools or the college to learn, so they took the social media like online learning and totally depend on the social media and platform for communication. So without the technology, without the social media, the education would have been much harder during that time. So the social media also can make you connect with your family if you are far away from them and connect you with the all people and even spread useful information so quickly.
That's a pretty good point, but I think many people would agree that social media definitely affects children in a lot more ways than one, and it depends the way it affects them depends on what kind of content that they see online. But moving on from that point, but why do you think like so many people do actually agree with the idea of restricting children under 16 from opening social media accounts?
Okay, I think the biggest reason is safety because children may not fully understand online danger like scams, cyberbullying, or a stranger pretending to be friendly online. And sometimes children trust people too easily.
Exactly. Like online predators are a serious concern. Even some children are accidentally sharing their personal information like school names, phone numbers, or address without realizing the risk. And because of they are still young and they may not know how to protect themselves.
Okay, so another issue is cyberbullying. In the past, bullying is mostly happened in the schools, but now bullying can happen in online for 24 hours a day. But the hurtful comments, embarrassing photos, and fake rumors can spread very quickly on the social medias. That can be seriously affected the children's mental emotionally.
Yes, that's very true. Mental emotion is another important issue that need to be viewed by, because many teenagers nowadays are comparing themselves to the influencers or any celebrities they see in their phones or through the social media. So when they see the perfect photos, the luxurious life, and some beauty and how the lifestyle of the influencers themselves, they will start to compare and feeling insecure about themselves. So they will adding another concern which should not be an issue actually at the first place.
Yeah, that's very true. Your point. So the social media, even though give unrealistic expectation, like the people and especially the teenagers want to be like the influencers that they are following them. So they want to get many of likes and they want to be showing up. So they will feel pleasure looking perfect for the globe and for the world and getting many likes. As even for me as like teenager, I was doing like this, dressing well and get some photos, post some pictures to get many likes. So when you don't get those likes as you expect, so it give you a bad attention or it make you feel sad that you didn't reach the point. So that's definitely has a bad impact on it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can actually relate to these concerns on a very personal level, especially when it comes to parents, because you have to be under like constant vigilance at this point if your kid is using social media. And not just parents, not just kids, even adults can sometimes feel emotionally very pressured or very affected by social media because of lots of like things that you have to compare yourself to and things that will make you feel like you're not enough. And if that affects us as adults to that much of an extent, how is it going to affect a kid's developing mind? But the thing is, like, is it really okay to put a shadow ban, like a blanket ban over social media for all children under 16? Is that the best solution for it? What do you guys think?
Okay, personally, I don't think a complete ban will work because now children are very smart with technology, and if the account are banned, some children may simply create fake accounts secretly.
I totally agree to it. Sometimes strict rules can make children more curious. Instead of fully banning social media, maybe the parents should guide children on how to use it responsibly.
And yes, education is very important for the students right now. The schools should teach the students how to use the digital in a safety way and also in responsible online behavior. And students should learn how to avoid scams and protect the privacy and also deal with the cyberbullying.
Yeah, this time I am very agree with everyone. So I think digital education just becoming as important as the traditional education these days, because technology is a new part of modern life. So children does not only need the restrictions, but they need a proper guidance also by every adults.
Yeah, my friend, you're always true. You're giving me the points, so I will complete it for you. So, as you said, the children need guidance for themselves and how to use the social media. So here became the role of the parents, like how they monitoring or how they guide their children to use the social media in the right way. So the parents here have to put a confidence on those children and monitor them in a way like they don't feel like my parents don't trust me or something like this. But in a nice way, like you keep your child as your friend and let him learn how to use the social media right and what to watch and what is not to watch. So the parents should spend more time to understanding their children's online activity and guide them in a true way.
Yeah,
Right.
I think parental supervision does definitely play a huge role here, but we should be also able to find this sweet middle ground that is not helicopter parenting, but also not letting your child just run wild. And I think like when we were small, at least our generation, we had a bit more leniency with our parents and they didn't have to be so controlling all the time. But right now, under this current environment and all these like online predators, this body comparisons and everything, I think like parental supervision is definitely very important. And I know it's like say for an Apple example, they have like parental supervision, they have parental controls, but I think like at this point parents are too busy with work as well. Like life time passes by really fast now. Life is very fast right now. And so parents are very busy with work. Most of the times, both the mother and the father is at work, and they might not always be able to monitor everything that their children do online. But that brings us to our next point, meaning that maybe parents should not only be the people who are supposed to be responsible about it, but maybe the companies themselves, the social media companies themselves, like Meta and whatnot, should also be able to take more responsibility. Maybe they should introduce guidelines or something of that sort. Like, what do you guys think?
Yes, definitely. Social media companies should improve age verification system. So right now, many children can easily create account by entering fake birth date. So if they are at any system to open an account with national ID card, that time I think it will be work, or they can easily filter.
Yeah, true. And also, the social media platform should create stronger parental control features too. So the parents can limit their screen time and also filter inappropriate content for the below 18.
And from my opinion, I think compared to good contents, the harmful contents are spreading to speed in the online, and also the children can accidentally watch the violent videos or the dangerous challenges or the inappropriate language. So if we see when they go to the schools or kindergarten, they can influence the other students also. So I think that can influence their behavior negatively.
Yeah, I would like to bring out a main highlight, which is the online trending. So sometimes these trends or viral videos becomes a children's copy, which sometimes it is including some dangerous challenges because they are viral. So these type of trends will become very dangerous influence towards these children. So peer pressure online is also very powerful toward these children.
So do you know why those children want to follow in this trend and become dangerous? Tell me why, and I will tell you the reason.
Why?
Because they are teenagers, so they want to be showing up. So they need a lot of likes, a lot of followers. So they need to get attention or popularity online. So they may do risky things like the trends you have just mentioned right now. For what? For only get views, likes, or nice comment or followers. And that became dangerous physically and emotionally on them. So physically they may hurt themselves, or they may broke one bone and they will spend all their life on chair, or emotionally by destroy their feelings about I'm expecting right now I post some video or some poster, I need to get likes or view, but it didn't get from me anything, so I feel sad and maybe it's destroying my feelings about toward these things. Like it's not about I plan for it or how I want the result to become. So that's very dangerous for them.
Yeah, that's quite a good point. But because the thing is, social media doesn't just affect a kid's safety or anything, it entirely changes their personality. It influences their behavior, what they do, their confidence, their personality, and even the way that they tend to view themselves. Like, for example, you see someone so much better looking than how you think in society standards that they look beautiful or whatever. And then you're like, oh, I don't look that beautiful. I don't have that body. I don't have the luxuries that she has. I don't have the cars or whatever that he uses. And then it gets to a point where the kid then starts demanding the parent for what the parent cannot provide. So thereby changing their personality in a whole. And so there's tons and tons of really bad things out there that changes a kid's perspective of life in itself. It can deteriorate the relationship between the parent and the kid, the relationship between the kid and his friends, and how he views certain people in around him. But the thing is, regardless of whatever bad side effects, social media does also have a little bit of positive side, just like it says how every dark cloud has a silver lining. It does have a little bit of a positive side effect. So considering one of those, do you think social media helps children be more creative, like express themselves more, if they interact more with content that has more creative sides, do you think then the kids would get more that would be more comfortable with expressing themselves because of social media? Is that a thing?
Okay, definitely, I believe that because many young people use social media to share their artwork, photography, music, even they can get some business idea from social media. So uh, so teenager also can share their idea. So because a lot of children is so talented, so if they use it in positive way, obviously they can share their idea, their work. So obviously it's help to expose or explore their idea to the people, to the world. So obviously I will say it's working.
Yes, social media also helps to people to connect with friends, communities, and educational groups, which are from different countries. It also helps them to improve communication skills.
So I think in terms of in a negative way of the social media, there are a lot of positive aspects we can see in that. So I have seen students also using social media to spread the awareness about the social issues and the charity projects. So the social media can sometimes create a positive social impact too. So it can influence some other teenagers, youngsters, also the small, maybe below the 16, can influence them to do some charity projects, and also can let know what are the impacts, what are the benefits they can get from that.
Yeah, yeah, that's why actually balance of using this social media in positive and negative way is much important. So the cause of problem may not be coming from the social media itself, but maybe sometimes come from the users or some hooligans or any wrong misuse by the children or any adults itself.
I completely agree with you, but we return to the same point that the role of parents is very important to guide those children and those people or teenagers. to use social media as a good way. So it's only a period of time, then they will learn how to use it in the right way, and they can use it wisely and safely. Instead of avoiding it completely, we just will show them the good way to use the social media and learn from it instead of getting bad behavior from it and acting like the whiskey drinks and so on, like this what's going on right now for most of them.
So I think overall, I think like all of us do agree that social media comes with its pros and cons as almost anything in this world. And overall, I think in conclusion, children under 16 probably should not have unlimited freedom online. They shouldn't be able to just make social media accounts at their own free will or interact with whatever content that they see online and do whatever they want on social media. But the thing is, a complete blanket ban over social media might not be the most practical or the best way to go about it either. So instead, what the government can do instead of putting a complete ban on social media would be to introduce more strict parental supervision, like more parental control features on lots of social media, and most importantly, digital education. So maybe you can start from schools itself. So you start educating your kids and the students on the good and the bad of social media and how it can be used for your benefit, and also safety awareness, because you can at this point you can never trust anyone. So it's always important to let the children know that this might not always be safe, and that the kids should be to some extent responsible for their own safety as well, and also and a much more stronger responsibility from social media companies in general, because the thing is, all these multi-billion-dollar companies are always looking for ways to earn more money, and it comes to a point where they don't really give a regard to whether this is going to affect their children or the general society in a good way or a bad way. But I think it's time that we question those companies, like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth risking the children's future or risking the future of the population in general for your monetary benefit? And I think all of us agree with that conclusion. Yeah.
Yes, agree.
Yes, we agree.
Yes, agree.
Okay, and with that, we are ending our podcast for today, and hopefully we can continue this conversation later on. Bye. Bye.
All right, guys. See
Bye-bye.
you later.
Yes.
I hope you're enjoying this our podcast and learn from it.